At Danner, the journey is never complete. The Danner N45 Trail Hiker is designed to support those willing to sweat in search of their edge. Featuring per-spare uppers with Areoprene gussets for maximum breathability and Endurafoam midsoles for long-lasting comfort and cushion. The recraftable Vibram Mega Grip outsoles are built to be rebuilt. Danner's Precision Fit technology is available in women's styles. Breathe in the scenery with the Danner N45 Trail Hiker. Wherever you are on your journey, take new steps in the only direction you were meant to go. Forward. Explore the N45 at Danner.com.
Going up.
Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up.
Going up.
But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button.
Going down.
We've lowered prices and give you a 5-year price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Even indoors, wildfire smoke can seep in, bringing harmful, invisible particles with it. But Puro air purifiers are built for moments like this. With a 3-layer filtration system, including HEPA and activated carbon, Puro air helps remove smoke, odor, and toxins from your air. It adjusts automatically as smoke levels rise and stays whisper quiet while it works. Breathe safer, cleaner air, even in the heart of fire season. Protect your home and your loved ones. Visit getpuroair.com to learn more. That's getpuroair.com.
All right, places, please. The Daily Migs Show is on deck. Guitars plugged in. Drums ready to go. Chickens.
They're clucking.
Other animals. And action. This is the Daily Migs Show on The Rock with Taryn Daly and Steve Migs.
While listening to the Daily Migs Show, please refrain from any unnecessary finger gesturing.
99.9 KISW.
Check.
Can you hear us now?
I can't hear my microphone.
Yeah.
Can you hear yourself now?
Yes.
Oh my.
We're here. We're here. Everything is working.
Your morning show is back, Rockaholics. Happy Monday from the Daily Migs Show.
Maybe we should have stayed on vacation because apparently nothing is working right now, including my voice.
Your voice. I mean, you sound all right. It could be worse.
Yeah, yesterday, my wife's like, it sounds like you smoked a pack of cigarettes and now are just trying to have a conversation with us. I'm like, well, that's the new vibe, man.
Well, if anyone is wondering where we've been, we had a little bit of a spring break happening.
Yes.
You were in Hawaii. I was in Leavenworth.
Yes.
Danny is now not here because he's on vacation,
It's
spending
the
time
timing.
with Lily.
I know, my wife's like, well, why didn't he just go see his daughter when you guys were all going on vacation? We're like, it doesn't work that way with, school and events and things like that.
No.
Like it just didn't time out right. So Danny's like, I want to go see my daughter. And we're like, of course. But we're coming back from a vacation now. It's just you and me, and we have nobody else.
And I get to be the one to push the buttons today, or as it were this morning, not push all the right buttons. But now we're back in action.
Look, I'm impressed. We figured it out. I thought for sure we're just going to have to just go home, which I was excited about.
Just one more day.
One more day. I need a vacation from my vacation, Taryn Daly.
Steve, I think I know the next button to push to inform the Rockaholics. Should I give it a whirl?
I mean, you've been good at pushing buttons so far.
Here we go.
Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes, and we'll give you some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs Download,
a.k.a. the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
Now, I hear myself right now, but do you have like a moment of panic thinking that right now we're not even on the air?
I mean, have you checked the text line, Steve?
I probably should. If we're on the air, just text yes.
Text the word yes to 206-803-ROCK.
If you're on the highway right now and we're on the air, flash your high beams a couple of times. Just let us know and piss off the person behind you and in front of you.
It kind of feels like the highway to hell, to be honest.
Yeah, we're going to be okay. Deep breath. We're going to be fine. The DMD is brought to you by Palace Law. And you know what? We might not be winning this morning, but your Seattle Mariners, baby. Big win yesterday. Cal Raleigh hit his a home run for the third straight game. 2-run blast. The Mariners beat the Rangers 3-1. That was a series sweep. They are now .500. They're 8-8 on the season, which is impressive because they started off the season kind of crappy. So that's kind of nice. So now they've moved up to third place. Up next are in Cincinnati taking on the Reds tomorrow afternoon.
Rent Cafe recently did this little survey. They wanted to find out what are the best college towns in the United States. They looked at 235 locations, and this is all based on the following: affordability, entertainment, air quality, and student population. And guess what, Steve Migs?
Yeah.
Pullman, Washington.
Go Cougs.
Home to my Washington State University Cougs, ranked second overall for its low cost of living, strong academic integration, and youthful energy. There is a lot of youthful energy there. Ellensburg, home to Central Washington University. Go Wildcats. They came in 13th, and this is for clean air, financial aid accessibility, and a welcoming college town vibe.
Clean air?
I mean, it's fresh country air.
I mean, that's why I went to Plattsburgh State University. It wasn't about the drinking. It wasn't about the communications program. I wanted to go somewhere where there was clean air in New York, and that's where I found it.
You nailed it, Steve.
Yeah.
The number one college town on this list, Bozeman, Montana.
Okay, so small towns that have nothing else going on. I mean, I don't mean as I went to a small town in upstate New York, and the college towns are a blast.
Absolutely. So go Cougs.
Just in. A lot of text messages coming in. Yes, we are on the air.
Okay, this is so.
Someone said, Steve, you sound like Marge from The Simpsons.
Oh boy, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Another person said, no, you're not on the air. So I think I might want to believe that person. And another texter says, great to have you guys back on. Now let's talk crap about Danny. Oh, we've got a lot of questions like that. Another text, you guys are on. Steve, you sound like crap. Taryn, I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the Seahawks bringing back Drew Lock.
Am I supposed to be excited?
Yeah, you got to buy his jersey. I got to imagine that means Sam Howell might not be the guy as a backup quarterback. Of course, they're going to go with Sam Darnold. You can only have one Sam as a quarterback.
Oh, yeah, that'd be embarrassing.
Makes sense. Also, I heard rumors, now granted he's no longer in the prime of his career, but he'd be a good guy for depth, is that they're thinking about and they're talking to Shaquille Griffin.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So Shaq might come back.
Yeah.
He's been with the Vikings. He's in the middle of contract negotiations. So I think the Seahawks are interested in him. I don't know if that means they're going to grab him. And that doesn't mean like he's going to change the defense, but he'll be a good guy to have for some depth.
Definitely.
Yeah. Hey, as far as weather, we're going to be hitting a high of 64 degrees. It's going to be cloudy today. The Kraken, their last game of the season is tomorrow night at Climate Pledge Arena. So be sure to go down there if you want to check out one more Kraken game. Taking on the Los Angeles Kings. That is the DMD. And that's what's up. Brought to you by Palace Law.
Steve Migs, while you were in Hawaii, I understand that your daughter did a little something.
Yes.
That was maybe a little bit impressive. Something that people said she was brave for doing.
And I have to come clean.
You got to come clean about something?
You know how like on Instagram, it's like this is the Instagram picture and then this is reality?
You're going to tell us the reality.
So Tatum went ziplining, and everyone's talking about how brave she was, but it didn't end that well.
We're going to find out what happened at 6:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Smart Travel doesn't just cover points and miles. They break down all the financial aspects of your trip, whether that's the best days to book, how to avoid hidden fees, or which fancy travel credit cards pay off, and which ones are just an expensive flex. If you want your travel budget to work harder, then dive into the best deals, products, services, and more with Smart Travel from NerdWallet, wherever you get your podcasts.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience. Or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 14th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Rockaholics, Steve, Migs, and I have been on spring break. How nice was it that it actually synced up both of our kids?
I don't know if they'll ever happen again, but it was pretty awesome that did happen, yes.
So you got to travel all the way to the land of Aloha. You went to Hawaii.
Went to Maui. It was amazing. And I think one of the highlights for us, and I saw a lot of people commenting on my post where I shared, it's on my Instagram, @I'm Steve Migs. You could see Tatum, my daughter, 5 years old, took her zip lining.
I didn't even know that you could zip line if you're that small.
Well, there's certain zip lining places where you can if you hand them a couple extra. No, I'm kidding. That'd be pretty funny. No, there's like ones where it's just too, you'd be too high up. It would be too scary. You have to be over a certain age. But this one, you had to be like 4 years old or a certain weight or whatever to be able to make it happen. And I shared the video, and there she is, just ziplining, not a problem. She's doing it no hands. Everyone's commenting about how like brave she is, and she was until she wasn't.
Oh no!
You know how it is. These are those moments where you're like, man, to be a 5-year-old, where you go from the high highs to the low lows in a snap of a finger is ridiculous. So we do 2 zip lines, and she's crushing it. No hands. There's a woman having a panic attack that's like in her 60s. I met her. She's from Ohio. She's never done something like this before, scared of heights. So we're waiting for her. And I'm like, I thought this was going to be my daughter being the one that refuses to go in the zip line. I even was getting nervous about doing the zip line. And I'm like, my daughter is having the best time. So now zip line number 3, because it's like 5 zip lines that you have to do. And the guy goes, who wants to go first? Because there was like a group of 10 of us. Tatum's like, I do. I'm like,
what?
I'm like, she's crushing it. She's the youngest one here. And then this time we're like, do you want to do it with mom? Because it's like tandems, like one on one zip line, one on the other, and you do it together.
Cool.
So the first 2 times she's doing it with Sid. And then Sid's like, do you want to do it with me or with dad? She's like, I want to do it with dad. I'm like, oh, this is the greatest day of my freaking life.
Let's go.
So we're both on the zip line. And okay, and mind you, after the second zip line thing, I pulled out my phone and videoed her reaction. And it's very windy, but you can kind of hear it in her. Like, she sounds fired up. Here it is.
It's fun.
Yeah? Is it fun to fly in the air?
Not so bad.
Yeah, not so bad.
You did great. So she's cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, she sounds that way.
So then we're both ready to go. And they go, 1, 2, 3, go. And I jump off, and I'm like, Tatum! And she doesn't jump, and she's just looking at me, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm already gone.
Oh, no.
She just froze. So I finally get to the other end, and then the guys that are working there, they're like, oh, you know what? Grab your phone. You can video your daughter coming. I'm like, I don't think this is going to go well. Like, what do you mean? She's been great. And then all of a sudden, she comes on her zip line, just waterworks, freaking out. I don't like this anymore. I never want to do it again. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? How did you go from having a great time to all of a sudden hating this experience?
It's because her father abandoned her.
I don't know. We still don't know what led to that. And she doesn't have an answer. She's just like, I just stopped liking it. I was like, all right. But here's like, so she's having these waterworks. And then I mentioned that lady from Ohio who's like 60-something years old, real sweet lady. Her and her husband mentions to me while she's coming through, she's like, this is our first day, and I surprised her with this zip line, and she's not happy with me. So this could go very badly. It ended up going very well. She was having a time of her life. But I thought this was like a cool thing. So she sees my daughter freaking out, and she gives my daughter something. She goes, here, this is what's helping me right now. And hands her, you remember those like the little homie dolls?
Oh, yeah.
Like those little toy figurines. This was like a little Jesus homie.
No way.
And like whatever your religious opinions are, I was like, man, this woman was using this little Jesus to keep her sane while she's going through the zip lines. It could be like a lucky rabbit's foot. It could be whatever. And the fact that like she's like, you know what? I'm going to give this to this kid who needs it more than me. I thought that was really sweet of her.
What an awesome lady. Shout out Ohio.
Yeah, I thought that lady was awesome. And granted, at that point, she was having a good time. So we're thinking, well, maybe this will help. We're trying to, because we're like, we still have a couple more to go.
Sure.
It finally hit the point where, and we didn't want to do this, but we hit the point where like, this is the only one of the zip lines that had stairs to get us back down. So if it was going to happen, this is the time for it to happen. So we just went down the stairs and just chalked it up to a loss. Then she saw a rooster and she was in a great mood again.
That's right. Chickens are awesome, Tatum.
But it was a great experience until it wasn't.
Well, what about the Rockaholics? The number is 206-803-ROCK. And we're wondering, it could be ziplining, it could be skydiving, karaoke. What is something that you were pressured into doing?
Because I thought that was cool I didn't think it was cool that the husband's pressuring into doing, but in a fun way. He's like, let's do it. And she didn't want to do it, but by the third zip line, you could tell she was just having the best time. And we saw them afterwards, and she was still glowing that she was so glad that her husband made her do something that she was scared to do.
So what is something you were pressured into doing, Rockaholics, and are you glad you did it? Call in now, 206-803-ROCK. We will take your calls after AC/DC.
The Daily Migs Show.
Rockaholics, we want to know, when were you pressured into doing something? And on the other side of it, were you glad that you did it? Call in now, 206-803-ROCK.
Looking at some of the text messages, one person said, skydiving. I was pressured into doing it by my wife. I was scared S-less the entire time. I hated every second. I'm just like your daughter. I'll never, ever do that again. Now, my daughter didn't go skydiving. She did the zip lining thing, and a few people even texted and saying, dude, I've experienced that as well with my kid, where something she loved the first couple of times and then for no apparent reason just decided to hate it in the same experience.
Just so, waterworks.
Yeah. And that's what this is all coming from, is that my daughter went zip lining, loved it the first 2 times. The third time, it was like as if we were making her do it against her will. It was and I showed you the picture of her on the zip line because I was like, well, maybe she's in a good mood as she's coming towards me, and just waterworks, yelling, never again.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen someone with a sad face on a zip line. Right. That's typically not what you're going to experience.
And 40 seconds before that, her arms are open like Creed song, with arms wide open, having the best time. And then all of a sudden she just hated it.
So when were you pressured into doing something, and are you glad that you did it?
Another text message at 206-803-ROCK. Going to Watershed.
Oh, no chance.
I hate country music, but I learned quickly that I love country music fans, hot girls, lots of Coors Light. Camping was a blast.
Steve, we have a call, but we don't have a call screener.
Because Danny's now on vacation.
Danny's out, so let's see who this is. Hello, who is this?
This is Michael.
Hi, Michael. When were you pressured into doing something, and are you glad you did it?
I was pressured into getting a pedicure, and I hated every second of it. It was probably the worst experience of my life.
Dude, Michael, I'm not glad that you went through a bad experience, but I'm glad you said that, because I've never gotten a pedicure, and I'm not a manly man. I think if you listen to the show, I never try and act like that I'm like this Mr. Macho guy, but I have no interest in getting manicures and pedicures, and everyone's like, you just got to get it and you'll love it.
Yeah, well, my ex talked me into it, and they used those darn lava rocks, and I'm a warm-bodied person, and so I'm always hot. Mm-hmm. It's and then they put on that boiling water and then the hot candle wax, and I was just pissed the entire time.
Do you have ticklish feet also, Michael?
No, but I'm from Arkansas, and so I have calluses on the bottom, and they took that dang cheese grater to the bottom and scraped off all my. I hated it. It was the worst experience I've ever had.
I mean, I would go to a pedicure any day of the week. That's my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, I have zero interest, and everyone's trying. Even my wife is just come once, you'll love it. I'm like, no.
Let's do a show field trip.
No, last time that I did something that I was pressured to do, it's because of you and Danny and our friend Sarah as well, when we went to the Washington State Fair last year.
Oh.
And I actually thought of you guys because we went yesterday for the spring fair.
Of course.
And as we're walking around, and even earlier before we went, Tatum and I were watching videos to get hyped up for the spring fair on YouTube. And what was the name of that ride?
Oh, my God. Oh, it's escaping me right now. But it was it
might as well
twists you and spins you upside down in a rotating fashion.
I think it's called the Crap Your Pantsinator.
Like the Orbitron or something like that. I can't remember.
Where it's you're in a spiral. You go all the way up. You're upside down. And then you finally drop down. And I did it because you guys were like, come on, we're all. And I'm like, man, I don't want to be the one of 4 that's not doing it. So, and Danny was just as scared as me. So I was like, oh, solidarity. And then he buckled, and he's like, all right, I'll do it. And I'm like, you bastard, now I have to do it.
I mean, we all got off that ride looking a little green. We did not look great.
I will never do that ride again.
206-803-ROCK. When were you pressured into doing something, and are you glad that you did it?
What about you, Taryn Daly?
I'm being pressured into doing something this Saturday, Steve, that I really don't want to do.
What is happening this Saturday?
the Fish concerts are coming to Climate Pledge Arena. So my husband is going on Friday and Saturday. He's dragging me on Saturday. I don't like this band, Steve.
Have you ever seen them live?
No. And I know I'm going to have fun.
It's like pedicures and manicures. Until you do it, you just don't know how great it is.
I do know I'm going to have fun. But
yes,
the music sometimes drives me crazy.
Which is weird because you're like Dead and Company.
Yeah, but I mean, you sent me a hilarious internet meme about Fish singing only 5 words, and that's part of the reason why I can't stand that band. Is because they only sing 5 words in every song.
I sent you this on Instagram. It says Fish announces plans to sing 5 words and then dink around for 27 minutes, which is pretty much a Fish concert.
That's what I'm expecting for like 3.5 hours on Saturday.
It's funny though you say that because with my wife, one time I pressured her into going back to not being very manly. I was like, we have to go see Coldplay. I got tickets to see Coldplay. And it was at the old Key Arena. And she's like, no, I just got my hair, like, whatever. She went, one of those hair appointments where she didn't want to, like, put product in it after the fact. I don't know these women things. I don't have hair. And I was like, no, we got to go. We ended up going. We didn't realize our seats they weren't front row, but they were the front of the catwalk. Oh. And the band spent a good chunk of time at that spot. So we were right up close and personal. And they put on a phenomenal show. And afterwards, she's like, I'm glad you pressured me into going to that concert. It was great.
So you think I might have a good time?
I'm positive there's going to be alcohol and drugs. Of course you're going to have a great time. It's Fish.
It's Fish. Rockaholics, how would you like a shot at beating Steve this morning? He's definitely going to be off his game. He's been in Hawaii for a week.
Yes.
He's got a record of 107 wins, 46 losses, and 24 ties in 2025. 206-803-ROCK. We will play Beat Migs at 6:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, combining raw power with precision engineering, all backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. Climb inside a Tundra and experience the uncompromising strength. With its available iForce Max engine, the Tundra delivers exceptional power, torque, and towing capacity. Plus, the spacious and high-tech cabin keeps you connected on the run. Or check out a Tacoma. Agile, dependable, and unstoppable. The Tacoma's designed for those who go beyond the trails. Stay ahead of the pack with available off-road features like crawl control. Or break out your tunes with the available portable JBL speaker. Toyota trucks are built to last, year after year, mile after mile. So outlast every adventure and outlive the moment. Buy a Tundra or Tacoma today. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Or stop by your local Toyota dealer to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
When water from the pipes was pouring down, filed a claim with Hiscox.
We turned it around. Across America, over 600,000 small businesses look to Hiscox Insurance for protection. Find flexible coverage that adapts to the needs of your small business with a fast, easy online quote at Hiscox.com.
'Cause there's no business like small business.
Like no business we know. Get a quote today with Hiscox Small Business Insurance.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
At Danner, we believe our beloved trails will always need footsteps to keep the paths from fading, and those journeys are often better when shared. The Women's Trail Trainer was built by women for women who embrace the outdoors. Rally your girls, lace up, and blaze the trail. Resurge midsoles provide next-level comfort, while Danner's Precision Fit technology offers more custom fit with optimal support. Breathe in the scenery and feel right at home in the dirt. Explore the Women's Trail Trainer at danner.com.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up.
Going up.
But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button.
Going down.
We've lowered prices and give you a 5-year price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Even indoors, wildfire smoke can seep in, bringing harmful, invisible particles with it. But Puro air purifiers are built for moments like this. With a 3-layer filtration system, including HEPA and activated carbon, Puro Air helps remove smoke, odor, and toxins from your air. It adjusts automatically as smoke levels rise and stays whisper quiet while it works. Breathe safer, cleaner air, even in the heart of fire season. Protect your home and your loved ones. Visit getpuroair.com to learn more. That's getpuroair.com.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who is ready to beat Migs? I know that Jeff from Puyallup is. Jeff, are you there?
I'm here.
Jeff, it's good to hear your voice. And Steve, it's time for you to get out of here.
See ya.
For those who are playing along at home, Jeff will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What does the giant smell when he says fee, fi, fo, fum?
I smell the fingerprints of scum.
No.
I smell a human, a boy.
No.
It's a boy.
No. Richie Blackmore of Deep Purple turns 80 today. What year was he born?
He was born in 45.
Correct. In Michael Phelps' last ever Olympic relay, what stroke did he swim?
Butterfly.
Correct. What do spelunkers study?
A cave.
Correct. What game comes with a plastic hourglass timer and 16 different letter cubes?
Letter cubes. Perfection?
No.
Letter. Scrabble?
No.
Boggle?
Yes. Peter Pan is the captain of what group?
The Lost Boys.
That's right. What U.S. state is split into an upper peninsula and a lower peninsula?
And Carolinas.
No. But you know what, Jeff? You performed pretty well. You got 5. You split right down the middle.
All right. I feel I should have known the very first one, but I don't know.
You might kick yourself when you hear it. You were on the right track. But again, Steve's back from vacation, and he might be a little bit distracted from, his time in Hawaii. Too much sun.
Yeah, too much sun. Lost my voice over the weekend as well. I mean, everything is the cards are stacked against me.
Steve,
yes.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
What does the giant smell when he says fee, fi, fo, fum?
Fart?
No.
I smell young goat. I don't know. Pass.
Richie Blackmore of Deep Purple turns 80 today. What year was he born?
Come on, Taryn. 1945.
That's right. Yes. In Michael Phelps' last ever Olympic relay, what stroke did he swim?
Breast.
No.
Back.
No.
Doggy paddle.
No. What does spelunkers study?
Rocks.
No.
Caves.
Yes. What game comes with a plastic hourglass timer and 16 different letter cubes?
Scrabble.
No.
Boggle?
Yes. Peter Pan is the captain of what group?
Oh, the Bloods.
No.
The Crips?
No.
The Lost Boys.
Yes. What U.S. state is split into an upper peninsula and a lower peninsula?
Washington.
No.
Oregon.
No.
I don't know. Dakota.
No. Which famous automobile entrepreneur invented the weekend?
Lee Iacocca.
No.
Ford.
Yes. A Wiener Schnitzel is traditionally made with what meat?
Dog.
No. Steve, you
Cow?
got 5 correct, which is a tie. 5-5.
All tied up.
Man,
Better luck next time, Jeff.
that was a bad performance from both of us, Jeff.
Oh. But here's a couple that we got to run through really quick. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Neither of you got
You
that
know,
one right.
the funny thing is, I've heard that probably countless times.
Sure.
More times than I can remember, and it's never registered with me.
The U.S. state that is split into an upper peninsula and a lower peninsula is Michigan. And the Wiener Schnitzel is traditionally made from veal.
Veal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. One time I got Wiener Schnitzel, and I was like thinking it was going to be something amazing, and I was not impressed.
No?
It
Not
was-
your thing?
No, this is back when, of course, I was eating meat. That would have been a little weird if I was going plant-based on that. But yeah, it was okay.
Well, congrats on tying, Steve.
Thank
Better
you.
luck at 750. We have this brand new feature on the Odyssey app where you can leave us a voice message. And we have been getting some very odd messages on there, some interesting messages on there, Steve.
And you said odd, and this one is definitely odd. There's a guy who has an issue with his girlfriend. He left us a voice message. And the reason is just strange.
We will slide into our VMs after Billy Idol.
The Daily Migs Show. Something got you bent, and now you need to vent, or you did something bad and you need to repent? Well, slide into our VMs.
Yeah, baby, it's time to slide into our VMs. On the Daily Mix Show.
You too can leave us a voice message. Download the Odyssey app totally free. Get that bad boy on your smartphone, and then you can leave us a voice message, Steve.
And we have someone who had a very strange issue with their girlfriend. We'll get to that Rockaholics voice message in a second. But before we get to that one, we just got this voice message this morning. So to start this off, this one came through our Odyssey app.
Yes, you guys are on the air. I am currently listening on my computer. I'm sending this voice message through my phone. Steve, I'm so concerned about your voice. Please get better.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. I'm not sick.
You sound better now than you did when we first started the show.
It needed to warm up a little bit. It's the dumbest reason. And I'll tell you. So I don't know how to use my voice properly whenever I'm talking or I'm in a situation where I have to speak loudly. I know you're supposed to go through your diaphragm. I push it too much and I always strain it. That's why if I ring announce and I'm on the microphone, if I work an event, I'm talking on the microphone, I have to have so much throat coat with me and lozenges as well because I'm just terrible with that. You would think I do this for a living. I should probably figure out how to use my voice properly.
Protect your instrument.
On Saturday, I was doing this. My wrestling group, where we train, we had a special guest guy fly in for a seminar. This guy Ace Steel. You probably don't know who he is, but if you're a wrestling fan, you know CM Punk. He's the guy who trained CM Punk. He's an incredible trainer. Worked with the WWE, so we had an opportunity of a lifetime to work with him. But it was like a 4-hour training session.
Whoa!
And he wants us to practice like we play, like bring it all when you're in there. So I'm doing my usual vocal stuff. And it was just too much.
Oh, no.
And then yesterday, I went to the Washington State Fairgrounds, met so many great listeners, but talked a lot. And it just progressively got worse. It'll be better by tomorrow.
You're doing great.
I'm trying.
Tara Daly, you're amazing. We love you. Shout out to everyone at the Daily Make Show and the Men's Room. We all love you. Listen daily. And I'm a long-time listener. Been listening since I was 5 years old.
Well, thanks for making us all feel old.
I want to come to a voicemail like that every day.
Yes.
That was delightful.
And I met a couple of rockaholics who are like, dude, I've been listening to you since at the Washington State Fair yesterday. And they're like, I've been listening to you since the end. And my wife looks at me and goes, do you feel very old? I'm like, yes. It's awesome. It's incredible. But yes, I can't believe that I've been doing radio for over 20 years. Over
Almost
25.
30 years,
Almost 30.
Steve.
Yeah. All right, here's the voice message from someone who has an issue with their girlfriend.
Oh, boy.
Hey, guys. How are you? I love the show. My girlfriend, she's decided that she wants to get cable for our new apartment.
How dare she?
Why? I have absolutely no idea. Do you know how many streaming services we have? We have 17. You name the streaming service, we've got it. But for some reason, she wants to get it. We do not need TV channels. It would save us so much money a month.
What are you talking about? You need more channels so you have more reasons to complain about having nothing to watch.
Nothing to watch.
I mean, we have cable. We have more streaming services than we need. And I spend almost every night going through and being like, what do you want to watch, babe? if you can't pick anything, I'm going with Restaurant Impossible again.
I don't know about you, but I don't even know how much money I'm spending on all the streaming services at this point.
It's not good.
So when was last? So you have actual cable? I haven't had
Yes.
cable in like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with this guy. Like, I don't think you need it, but do you find it helpful to have both?
Yeah, because I end up watching more on my cable and my streamings. Honestly, the streaming services that we have are mostly because of Tatum.
Yes.
Like we have Apple Plus because she loves Snoopy. We have YouTube because we don't want to deal with the commercials when we're watching these kids shows, because sometimes the commercials aren't kid friendly, even though they're on kid shows. I'm like, what are we watching? And it's like, yeah. So, but yeah, I'm with you. I have way too many streaming services, but I don't know if it's worth getting mad at your girlfriend over. If you can afford it.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, there's bigger things to have issues with.
For sure. Migs, while you were in Hawaii, I also went to a very exotic location. I went to Leavenworth. And my kid ended up doing something that put us all in a very effed up situation. I'm going to tell you what he did.
I can't wait.
It involves a hot tub at 7:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 14th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Smart Travel doesn't just cover points and miles. They break down all the financial aspects of your trip, whether that's the best days to book, how to avoid hidden fees, or which fancy travel credit cards pay off, and which ones are just an expensive flex. If you want your travel budget to work harder, then dive into the best deals, products, services, and more with Smart Travel from NerdWallet, wherever you get your podcasts.
My son was on spring break, so we decided to go on spring break too, Steve Migs. And my nephew's school also happened to have the same spring break.
Okay.
So the whole fam went over to Leavenworth for a whole week, and it was super fun.
Leavenworth is one of my favorite places to go in Washington. Summer, it's awesome. Winter, it's extra awesome.
100%. There's never a bad time to go.
Right.
So we rented this giant house that had like a kid's side and kind of a grown-up side. It had a private pool that they had not really started heating yet, so the pool was like completely frigid.
Oh, so like a cold plunge.
It was absolutely a cold plunge, which I did do once.
Say,
do not recommend.
I was going to say, of course you did. I'm sure you weren't sober when you did this.
Not at all.
I'm sure it sobered you up, though.
It certainly did.
Yeah.
And then we had this hot tub, and the hot tub was great. But there was this one day that all the kids wanted to go into the hot tub, and I said I would, take them in there. And I got in, and I immediately felt like the water was not very warm. And I couldn't get the screen to turn on. It was like the whole hot tub had turned off.
I'm so curious about this because you sent, we always share our how our weekends went or how our days went via email. And all you said was we had a hot tub and it had to be drained thanks to our children. And I have so many thoughts popped into my head. Now hearing what you're about to tell me makes me realize it's not nearly as bad as what I thought.
So we contact the owner to let him know the hot tub is no longer heating.
Right.
In the meantime, my mom has bought bubbles for the children, blowing bubbles. So everybody's blowing bubbles, and I am telling the kids, keep the bubbles out of the hot tub, you guys, as my mom is also blowing bubbles, and they're falling into the hot tub. I'm like, Mom, listen to the directions I'm giving the 5-year-olds. No more bubbles in the hot tub.
You're setting a bad example, Mom. You're setting a bad example.
So we get out, we leave for the day. We come back, and the owner is there, and he is mad. And he tells us that he had to drain the entire hot tub because there were bubbles, like soapy bubbles, spewing out of the hot tub. One of our children, we don't know who, because they won't dime each other out because they're, a united front. One of them,
they're like the mafia.
We found one thing of bubbles that was completely empty.
So
we knew that they just poured it into the hot tub.
They just poured it in the hot tub. Honestly, I would have not thought that would cause that much damage to a hot tub.
So then my dad went out to check things out because he's like, how bad could it really be? And my dad even came back in the house and was like, guys, it's really bad. Like, it looks like there is soap billowing out of this hot tub.
It's like, remember those old sitcoms where like the washing machine overflows or the dishwasher and you walk into the room and it's just all bubbles? Was it like that?
Yes. And so the guy, not only did he have to drain it, but then he had to like clean it and re-drain it and make sure that all the bubbles were out of the system, refill it.
So does he charge you more for this?
I don't know yet, Steve. I'm also very worried. My mom's the one that booked it. And so I'm also very worried that it may affect,
Well, she's partly to blame. She was a bad example.
She was a terrible example.
I'm so curious. You have to keep us updated on that because, it sucks that he was mad. But part of me is like, I would understand if he's like, hey, look, I don't know if you paid like a security deposit.
Oh, I'm sure there was something to that effect.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, I'm keeping that security deposit because of your lovely children.
And grandma.
And grandma effing it up for everybody else. So were you able to use the hot tub after that?
Well, that was so funny. We were like so shell-shocked from the whole experience that we could have used it that night. We did not. And then we checked out the next day.
It's off limits.
And my sister even asked the morning that we were checking out, like, should we go in the hot tub one more time? And I'm like, I think I'm done. I don't even want to risk it.
Traumatized.
Yeah, it was stressful. So now we want you to complete this sentence, Rockaholics. Thanks to our children, blank happened. 206-803-ROCK. When did your kids put you in a strange spot? Or when did you put your parents in an effed up situation?
Oh, yeah.
206-803-ROCK. We will take your calls after Ozzy Osbourne.
The Daily Migs Show. Daily Migs Show.
We want you to complete this sentence. Thanks to our children, blank happened. 206-803-ROCK. When did your kids put you in one of those strange spots, or when did you put your parents in an effed up situation? 206-803-ROCK. Now, there's someone on hold, Steve, that has a hot tub incident similar to the one that I experienced while I was on vacation with my child in Leavenworth.
Because all of this is happening, and we're talking about the things that the kids put you in effed up situations because your kid and some other kids decided to pour bubbles in a hot tub, and it ended up causing a massive catastrophe with the hot tub.
So before we get to that call, let's talk to Steve from Graham. Steve, tell us what happened.
All right. Well, we were on a family vacation at Disneyland. The parents had they got us a place at the Disneyland Hotel. And the first night we were staying there, my two cousins, well, actually, at first the security guards come up to the room, banging on the door, pulled me out and told my parents that I was the one doing it. And then while the security guards were there, my cousins come walking down the hallway with sopping wet jeans, pockets full of change. They almost got us kicked out of the hotel.
So what were they doing?
They were stealing change out of the wishing well.
No.
Do you have any idea how much?
Money. They just started grabbing it up, shoving it in their pocket.
Well, in all fairness, I'm sure a lot of those wishes were never granted, so I might as well get the money back, right?
Right. It didn't end there either. Like that log ride at Disneyland?
Yes.
It was really hard for us to get our whole family on one log. Like, we had to sit there, and it was a bit of a hassle. And we finally got all the family on a log. Well, at the end of the ride, when we went to go buy the picture, the lady's like, sorry, we're not going to sell you the picture. And she pointed at me again. I don't know if I just looked like trouble or what, but I'd never got in trouble. And she's like, and then they went over and looked at the picture. My two cousins were flipping off the camera. So they
classic.
I didn't know they wouldn't sell that. That's crazy.
That was just 30 years ago, so it might have changed, but...
Hopefully they're allowed back in Disneyland.
When everything's digital now, they probably aren't even paying attention. But that's too funny.
206-803-ROCK. Thanks to our children, blank happened. Bova from Florida, you have a hot tub story kind of similar to the one that I experienced in Leavenworth.
Yep, pretty much the same thing, except I didn't have somebody there, tell me to let's flush the thing. Bottom line is, they poured soap into the hot tub. The suds were about 5 feet high. We're having fun. We're all together. I have to go use the restroom. I tell my kid and his friend, hey, stay out of there while I go use the restroom. I come out of the restroom, and my kid is exasperating on suds. And I have to run roughly 30 yards to get to him, pick him up and carry him to the shower head, open his mouth, and pull the shower so that he could start breathing again.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How old was your kid at the time?
Probably 10, 11.
Oh,
jeez, man. Went from being kind of silly to being just terrifying.
Oh, we were having a blast until that happened.
Yeah, that'll change the whole mood for sure.
Lesson learned. Keep bubbles away from hot tubs.
206-803-ROCK. Thanks to our children, blank happened.
Somebody texted and said when our kids, really little, like to point out things when people have something that looks different. They said, well, like when they have nasty or missing teeth. Like one time at the grocery store, my son asked the checker as we were checking out, "Why are your teeth so yellow?" I died a thousand deaths. That's from Rochelle from Granite Falls.
That is the worst.
And without a phone screener right now because Danny's on vacation with Lily, but we do have more calls.
Hello, who's this?
This is John.
Hi, John. What's your story about your children getting you into a bad situation?
Well, it's actually the other way around. So when I was a kid, I was a wannabe ninja and took a non-Blackbirds member. That was our ninja clan. I was super, super popular in high school, as you could tell. Took our non-Ninja Clan friend up on the roof of the elementary school, which was like our territory growing up, and then got arrested.
Oh,
so yeah, pretty fun.
What kind of trouble did you get into?
Well, so the whole thing. We got off the roof. Essentially, for whatever reason, they tried to stick us with felony burglary. We found like a random little Mickey Mouse pup tent. I grew up in this tiny little town near Lake Tahoe called Truckee, California, so the cops are very bored.
Okay.
Nothing to do. So we took that like pup tent or whatever and pretended that it was our parachute. Jumped off the roof. Obviously, it didn't work. Didn't jump off a tall part of the roof. It was like 6 feet. But so my friend and I are off, and then our other friend, who's not the ninja, is still on the roof.
I hate to break it to you, none of you are ninjas. You wouldn't have been.
Yeah, you are not wrong.
The fact that you got caught is very un-ninja-like.
Too much hubris. We're like, yeah, it was just a bright day. We'll take a guy in flip-flops. It'll be fine. But yeah, so we were waiting in the clearing behind the school for a long time. And then he never showed up. So I was like, all right, I'll just kind of nonchalantly ride my bike by and see what's going on. Sure enough, he was still on the roof as I was riding by, and the cop did the good old, come here. With his fingers, because, of course, Brian ratted us out.
Frickin' Brian. It's always Brian.
Frickin' Ryan. At least fortunately, he was still 17. He was almost 18, but I think like a couple weeks later, which could have been a little bit more gnarly. But, But anyway, so they, arrest us there. My dad comes and gets my bike, and he was a rebel when he was a kid. So he's like, sorry, bro, you're going to have to kind of ride this one out.
Oh.
And so get to the police station, whole 9 yards, fingerprints, mug shots. And then they put us in a room where there was like pretty clearly like a one-sided like mirror sort of thing, where the people are on the other side or whatever. It was pretty clear that all our parents were in there, and they were letting us know that they were taking us to juvie, which they did. Carted us down to Nevada City. It's like an hour drive. And the best thing, sorry, I almost cursed there, but I didn't. It was in 2006, and Daniel Powder's So You Had a Bad Day was really popular. So for whatever reason, I think the cops got a kick out of it, and they were listening to pop radio, so that song came on when we were in the cop car on the way down.
That's just perfect.
Sad thing is I have this in my sound effect box, and I never get to use it, so that was the perfect opportunity. Thank you, my man.
Rockaholics, how would you like a shot at beating Steve? He's got a current record of 107 wins, 46 losses, and 25 ties in 2025. 206-803-ROCK is the number, and we will play Beat Migs at 7:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, combining raw power with precision engineering, all backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. Climb inside a Tundra and experience the uncompromising strength. With its available iForce Max engine, the Tundra delivers exceptional power, torque, and towing capacity. Plus, the spacious and high-tech cabin keeps you connected on the run. Or check out a Tacoma. Agile, dependable, and unstoppable. The Tacoma's designed for those who go beyond the trails. Stay ahead of the pack with available off-road features like crawl control. Or break out your tunes with the available portable JBL speaker. Toyota trucks are built to last, year after year, mile after mile. So outlast every adventure and outlive the moment. Buy a Tundra or Tacoma today. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Or stop by your local Toyota dealer to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
When water from the pipes was pouring down, filed a claim with Hiscox.
We turned it around.
Across America, over 600,000 small businesses look to Hiscox Insurance for protection. Find flexible coverage that adapts to the needs of your small business with a fast, easy online quote at hiscox.com.
'Cause there's no business like small business.
Like no business we know.
Get a quote today with Hiscox Small Business Insurance.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
At Danner, we believe our beloved trails will always need footsteps to keep the paths from fading. And those journeys are often better when shared. The Women's Trail Trainer was built by women for women who embrace the outdoors. Rally your girls, lace up, and blaze the trail. Resurge midsoles provide next-level comfort, while Danner's Precision Fit technology offers more custom fit with optimal support. Breathe in the scenery and feel right at home in the dirt. Explore the Women's Trail Trainer at danner.com.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up.
Going up.
But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button.
Going down.
We lowered prices and give you a 5-year price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available if at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Even indoors, wildfire smoke can seep in, bringing harmful, invisible particles with it. But Puro air purifiers are built for moments like this. With a 3-layer filtration system, including HEPA and activated carbon, Puro Air helps remove smoke, odor, and toxins from your air. It adjusts automatically as smoke levels rise and stays whisper quiet while it works. Breathe safer, cleaner air, even in the heart of fire season. Protect your home and your loved ones. Visit getpuroair.com to learn more. That's getpuroair.com.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who is ready to beat Migs? I know Matthew in Woodinville is. Matthew, are you there?
Good, happy Monday morning.
Now, guess what, Matthew? Even though we were out on Friday, there was a cheat sheet Friday during the men's room at 5:40. Did you by chance hear it?
No, I was also out.
That's good. We're all on the same level of a playing field.
Well, Steve, why don't you get out of here?
If my brain will work today. You got it. You got it.
for those playing along at home, Matthew will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready, Matthew?
Let's do it.
What does ABV stand for in the world of alcohol?
ADV?
ABV.
ABV, pass.
In what decade did the Soviet Union launch its first Sputnik satellite?
50, 60, 70.
50 is correct. What sport did Gerald Ford play at University of Michigan?
Football.
That's correct. Where does Harry Potter have a lightning-shaped scar?
On his forehead.
That's right. How many feet are in a fathom?
Feet 6.
That's correct. Which state is home to the Valley of 10,000 Smokes?
10,000 smokes. Kentucky, Tennessee.
No.
Louisiana.
No. Double your pleasure, double your fun was the ad slogan for what product?
Wrigley gum.
Correct. What do you call a group of whales?
A pod.
Correct. Van Halen released Diver Down on this day in 1982, making the album how old today?
92, 2002, 12, 22, 44, 32.
43, correct. In what month does Canada celebrate its birthday?
This month.
No.
Next month.
No.
Month before.
No. Let's see here, Matthew. You got...
Wait, alcohol, ABV, alcoholic beverage.
No. But you know what? You got 7 correct.
Well, we'll see. It's Monday. I have a chance.
You do have a chance. That's the kind of confidence that I have come to expect from our Rockaholics.
It's 7. It's over half.
And Steve is back. And are you ready?
I believe that I am.
Oh, yeah!
What does ABV stand for in the alcohol industry?
Alcohol, blood, volume?
No.
Alcohol by volume?
Yes. In what decade did the Soviet Union launch its first Sputnik satellite?
What
decade did the Soviet Union launch?
60s?
Nope.
50s?
Yes. What sport did Gerald Ford play at University of Michigan?
Basketball.
No.
Baseball.
No.
Football.
Yes. Where does Harry Potter have a lightning-shaped scar?
On his Hogwarts.
No.
Arm?
No.
Face.
Yes. How many feet are in a fathom?
8.
No.
6.
Yes. Which state is home to the Valley of 10,000 Smokes?
California.
No.
Wisconsin.
No.
North Dakota.
No. Double your pleasure, double your fun was the ad slogan for what product?
Wonderment?
No.
Double your pleasure, double your fun. Bubble gum?
You gotta be more specific.
I know. I can't think of the gum. Wonder gum, Bubblicious, and 2 twins.
That's not it, Steve. You got 5 correct, which is a loss. 7-5. Congratulations, Matthew.
Great victory today.
A fantastic victory. You know what you should do is go to the Rock Shop and buy yourself a I Beat Migs t-shirt, which is available now.
They're brand new. They're hot off the presses.
Yes.
I mean, even if you don't beat him, you can still buy the shirt. But if you beat him, you definitely want to go buy the shirt. And do you want to know some other ones that you got wrong there, Steve?
Yeah, please rub it in on me. Yes.
The Valley of 10,000 Smokes is Alaska.
Alaska, okay.
And the gum is double mint gum. You were so close.
It's the Doublemint twins. Remember the commercials? I don't know why I was thinking Wonderment.
Well, you have another opportunity at 8:50 to do it right. Okay. Earlier today, I talked about how my kid nearly ruined a trip to Leavenworth. But that wasn't all that happened, Steve.
I know you sent me an email and you give me kind of like a bullet point list of things that happened with no context. So I have a lot of questions about your trip to Leavenworth, and I absolutely need some answers.
One of the things that happened, my son being a crook, how I accidentally got hammered.
Again, I have a lot of questions, and I need some answers.
I will give you those answers after Nirvana.
Daily Migs Show.
We are back from a little vacation action, and for my vacation...
So nice to be back.
We did a little spring break in the lovely town of Leavenworth, Steve Migs.
Yeah, did you get a pretzel?
Of course we got a pretzel.
Okay.
With the Beecher's dipping cheese, of course.
I don't care about the dipping. That's not the question I have. So, what we do on our shows every day, especially when we're gone for a weekend or on a vacation, we'll send each other messages, either text or emails, just kind of telling us each other what was going on so we know what happened while we were off. And you sent me like a bunch of bullet points about the things that you did while you were in Leavenworth, but really with no context. And one of them involved your son shoplifting, and I want to ask you about that one in a second. But before we get to the bad, I want to get to the good first.
Okay.
Because you said you did the Alpine coaster, and I've done it, and it's amazing. Tatum loved it. We did it multiple times. What was your take on it?
It was fantastic. Now, the first time I went with my son, and he was very apprehensive about the speed.
Okay.
So he did not want to go full throttle with me. But we signed up to go twice. So the second time he went with Dad and my husband Brad, and he took it to the next level. And then
That's exactly what Tatum wanted to go fast with Mom, but then when she did it with Dad, she's like, Dad, don't hit the brakes at all. I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm okay with that. Because if you've never done the Alpine coaster in Leavenworth, it's really cool. It's like you're on like how would you describe it?
I mean, you go up about 2 big sections of, on top of this mountain essentially, and then it just curves you all around. There's some whoop-de-doos. I mean, you don't go like upside down or anything like that, but it goes pretty fast, and I had a blast.
And you control the speed with a lever. It's
yes.
awesome.
Yeah, push forward to go fast, pull back to go slow.
Yeah.
It was so wonderful. Highly recommend.
All right, so that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Not so fun. Barrett shoplifting.
So all of a sudden, we'd been in this store that had like gems and rocks and things of that nature, and all of a sudden he's got 3 marbles in his hand. And I'm like, son, where did you get those marbles?
No.
And he says, these are from Grandma's house. And I'm immediately like, don't you lie to me. I know you took those from the store. And he said, no, I got these from Grandma's house. So all day, I'm blaming him for shoplifting.
Okay.
Then we get back to the house, and I tell my mom what happened, and she's like, you have to take him back and have him return those marbles right away. And then she said, but can I see the marbles? Because if they really were from my house, I will know.
Okay.
So I went and grabbed the marbles out of his coat pocket, and immediately I can feel that they're pretty gritty and dirty, and I know.
You messed up?
I messed up. So I bring them to my mom, and she's like, yeah, these are my marbles from our house. So then I had to apologize to my son for being a mean mom that didn't believe him, and I had to ask for his forgiveness.
I'm sick of you.
He was when I was asking for forgiveness, he was very pleased with himself that he had told the truth.
Because there are times where I'm even like with Tatum, I'm like, how'd you learn how to lie? Like, where did you even come up with the idea of like lying about this? Like, we've never given you that as an example, so that's interesting, though.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out that you're just a bad mom.
Apparently so.
Yeah. All right, then the other one I have to ask about is that you mentioned that your sister and you got hammered on accident. How do you get hammered on accident?
Well, my parents volunteered to have all the kids so that Brad and my sister and I could go out on the town. So we went to Ducks and Drakes.
Awesome spot.
So great. So
I love that spot.
We'd already been drinking wine at dinner, and then we switched to beer, and we start playing shuffleboard with this stranger who was very strange.
What's the saying again? Is it liquor before beer, never fear? Beer before liquor, never sicker?
Never sicker.
Okay.
Both of us, I mean, like, we kind of didn't really quite remember going home. Like, Brad took us home, but both my sister and I don't really remember the drive back.
You said something about a stranger. Do you think the stranger did something strange?
No, I don't actually think that.
Okay.
But the stranger, he tells us his whole life story about he's from Colorado, and I just moved to Leavenworth, and my girlfriend's going to be moving over here. 10 minutes later, we hear him telling someone else, I grew up in Nebraska, yada, yada, yada. So immediately we're like, okay, I told my sister, grab your purse and just hold on to it, because I don't know what this guy's all about.
He's just a storyteller.
Just 2 different stories. But yeah, my sister and I, we don't usually go out and drink together, and we were kind of bad influences on each other. And we forgot that Brad took us to the store and bought us candy and soda, like a couple of kids in the back seat.
I bet Brad, who does not drink, had an absolute blast being with you 2 ladies.
Oh, yeah, that's his favorite, let me tell you. Well, we came across a story that is going viral, and it has led to people sharing some pretty awesome stories online about times that celebrities were not jerks, but they were actually awesome to them. So we're going to go straight to the comments at 8:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
Everyone knows social media is a time suck, and what you're about to hear proves it. If it's online, someone, somewhere, has an opinion and is whining about it. So let's get straight to the comments.
BuzzFeed has put together a great list, and it's all about the nicest celebrities. And this is according to people who have actually met these folks.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes you get these stories about like why a celebrity was a jerk, and you countless stories. But it's always nice to hear when a celebrity is not a jerk.
Absolutely. So, for instance, someone shared their experience with Mr. Rogers.
Who I heard is a colossal D-bag. No.
Well, according to this person, Mr. Rogers made them feel like they were the only person in the room. So we came across some of our favorite stories from this thread, and now we have to go straight to the comments.
And we figured who better to read this than a guy who's known for being a really good guy in the world of celebrities, and that is Keanu Reeves.
Oh, perfect.
So we have robot version of Keanu Reeves, who I might have to say right off the get-go, loosely sounds like Keanu Reeves, but, thanks, robots.
You're so good.
All right, so here's the first comment about a celebrity that was really cool through the eyes of the person that met them.
Tony Hawk.
Okay, so Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk. He generously donated a bunch of money to build a sick skate park in my small town and brought a whole team of professional skaters to break it in.
You hear all these stories about Tony Hawk, and one of my favorite things is when he shares the stories of people who say he on Twitter or any kind of social media platform, he always talks about how, somebody came up to me and was like, "Are you the Tony Hawk?" He's like, "Yes."
The one.
Yes.
The only.
There's not many others. I'm that Tony Hawk. Yes, the skateboarding guy.
Jamie Lee Curtis. She came into the record store I worked at in the 90s. I recommended album. She bought it, and a few days later, sent her driver in to buy up the rest of our stock to give as gifts to the film crew at the wrap party.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
That's rad.
The fact that she actually listened to the guy, bought the record, and loved it so much to go get it.
And that's another one, too, that I expect that people are going to have a great interaction with Jamie Lee Curtis.
I've always thought she'd be a jerk. All right, put yourself in those shoes. You're working at a record store. A celebrity walks in, says, "What should I get?" And it can't be Rush.
Oh, man. Okay, it's going to be Primus, Sailing the Seas of Cheese.
That's what you're going to tell them?
Yeah, get it.
I think I'd go a little bit more contemporary, something that's been put out now, like maybe not 40 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Gloria Sons.
Oh, that's a great
Their
choice.
record, Young Beauties and Fools. I think that record from beginning to end is great. And if you're just like, I feel like even if you're not like a massive rock fan, you would enjoy like the catchiness of the songs on that record.
Those guys are awesome.
So that would be my pick, but Jamie Lee Curtis has never asked me.
Robin Williams, a literal delight and the personification of humility and appreciation for his fans.
I don't, again, going back to like the Mr. Rogers and the Tony Hawks, like I feel like everybody had a great interaction with Robin Williams. It's so sad that, he didn't feel that love.
For sure.
That so many people had for him.
Yeah, he was just one of a kind.
Dan Aykroyd, I was a 15-year-old kid playing harmonica by busking outside 30 Rock. He gave me $20. He's a gem.
Well, yeah, anyone who gives me $20, I think is the greatest person ever.
My new best friend in the whole world.
We got one more comment.
Weird Al Yankovic. At the after show, Al made it a point to greet everyone in attendance. He thanked us for attending the show.
Now, I always think about Weird Al because of our friend that listens to the show, Rose from Tacoma. And Rose, unfortunately, and if you've listened to our show, we've shared stories, and she's been on our airwaves. She's an awesome listener. Sadly lost her son. And she shared with us one time that when he was battling, I think it was leukemia, that his favorite artist was Weird Al, and somehow she was able to connect, and Weird Al called him. And I was like, whenever I hear Weird Al's name, I always think of that story. I'm like, that's just a cool thing that he did for somebody he didn't know, and brought a lot of joy to that person.
Well, Weird Al, speaking of, he brought a lot of joy to people this weekend.
Did you see what Weird Al did?
Yes. This was at Coachella.
Coachella happened. And I never even thought, like, Weird Al would be perfect for Coachella. You got people that are in festival mode that maybe have been enjoying a couple too many cocktails or other things of other varieties. Weird Al would crush it.
And he ended up jumping on stage and performed Rainbow Connection with the guests Yo Gabba Gabba, the children's show.
I've heard it too many times to ignore it. Something.
Okay, hold on. How did this song become a Pink Floyd song all of a sudden? Yo Gabba Gabba. They're a children's group, right?
Yes.
What, did they take some hallucinogenics?
I mean, have you seen their outfits? Probably.
Did you see what was on stage? They had all these like giant mascot looking things. They had the mascot for the LA Kings. They had Flavor Flav on stage, all these crazy colors and visuals. And I'm like, they're doing this for the people on mushrooms.
That's so awesome.
That I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
At that moment, you'll be able to tell who's high on drugs or not, because I bet there were people crying.
Oh, I would have been.
Because it just pulled out some kind of emotion from them.
Well, Weird Al, of course, was not the only crazy thing that happened at Coachella over the weekend, Steve Migs.
No.
We're going to tell you what's trending after Metallica.
The Daily Migs Show.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Want to travel like a savvy jet setter? No, that doesn't mean monogramming your passport. It means making smart decisions every step of your trip, which means knowing your options. Smart Travel unpacks the facts, like which booking sites actually save money, how to fly first class using points, and if that fancy travel card is a smart investment. All so you can save more on your next adventure. Follow Smart Travel from NerdWallet today and start traveling like a pro.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience. Or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 14th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
We know that for many of you, you're just waking up, you're trying to get your day going in the right direction, and also trying to keep up on the world of pop culture. And there's a lot happening out there, Steve Migs. So we're here to help out by telling you what's trending.
What's trending on the Daily Migs Show? What's trending? Let's go. Let's go.
Thousands of Coachella campers were very frustrated with the festival that happened over the weekend.
I forgot the Coachella was even happening until I started seeing a bunch of social media posts about it. I'm like, oh crap, that's happening this weekend.
Well, apparently traffic was an absolute gridlock. It was hour-long waits. Some people were waiting in the heat for up to 10 hours. There were also complaints about just overall poor organization. Bathrooms were kind of lacking, and then they had not great access to food or water either. Some were obviously trying to make the best of it.
This all sounds like my wife's favorite experience. When bathrooms aren't working, no water, she'd be like, I'm out. Let's go.
It's like Woodstock 99 all over again. Well, some were making the best of the situation, but social media had a lot of people saying it was the worst Coachella entry experience they ever had.
Which is crazy because they've been doing it for so long. You would think they've kind of would have ironed out all those details unless they were trying something new. Because I remember when I did WrestleMania and it was in Dallas, they decided like they were only doing limited door entries for whatever reason. And it was just a cluster F. It was awful.
Well, there were some highlights, though, Steve Migs. One involving a local guy from Monroe. During his set at Coachella, Benson Boone went into the Queen classic Bohemian Rhapsody and ended up surprising the crowd with a guest guitarist who was Brian May. Here is part of the performance.
Dude, he's got a good voice.
He does.
Like, I try to listen to his record, not my cup of tea. I like a couple of the songs, but he is a talent, that dude.
And he was, of course, doing his signature flips off the piano and everything. I did see, though, when he introduced Brian May, like, the reaction was not as epic as I would have liked it to be, but I think it's because most of Benson Boone's fans probably don't know who Brian May
They're like,
is.
who's this old guy with the guitar? Is that the guy from Lord of the Rings or something like that? I mean, for him, though, he probably never thought in a million years, this kid from Monroe, that one day he's going to be up on stage performing Bohemian Rhapsody with the guitarist of Queen.
Can't even imagine.
Now, Weezer were there as well. They did a big set, and they also ended up covering a song that they've covered before in the past, but it's still kind of cool to hear it, and that's the Metallica classic. But we bring up Weezer, but we have to talk about the insanity that's going on with the bassist of Weezer, Scott Schreiner, and his wife. Now, if you don't know what's going on, I found actually Access Hollywood did an update about what's going on because she was arrested because there was like a gun situation with her and the cops. And, well, let's just have Access Hollywood explain what happened.
Now to the latest on Jillian Schreiner, the wife of Weezer bassist Scott Schreiner. She was arrested for attempted murder after being shot by police at her LA home.
I got so many text messages from my friends because, I'm grew up a big Weezer fan. So everyone's like, did you hear about the Weezer bassist? I'm like, no, I thought something bad happened to him. So I quickly, because I was in Hawaii, I was kind of disconnected from everything.
Yeah.
I go on my phone and look it up, and I'm like, what the F is going on?
It looks like the plot to a movie or something.
But now police are sharing their reason for taking that shot.
The female suspect was the one that shot at us.
The LAPD officer on this dispatch call, released by TMZ, its authenticity not yet verified, claims Jillian allegedly fired her gun first, which is why officers returned fire, hitting her in the shoulder.
Multiple commands given to drop the gun, drop the weapon.
Authorities now adding they have a shell casing and video footage that supports the attempted murder charge against her.
Isn't that crazy?
And then I was reading.
And then he goes and performs at Coachella.
Oh my God. And I'm getting in these comment sections and people are commenting about, I think she had been battling some sort of, I don't know if she was going through a cancer treatment or something like that and had battled some mental health concerns. There's just a lot of information for that story.
And if you click on the comments on all of the stories, I've never seen so many Weezer puns. It's like, I mean, you don't want to laugh at what seems like a terrible situation, but also you're just like, oh my gosh, you guys are you're just crushing it with the Weezer puns.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah, exactly.
Rockaholics, how would you like a shot at beating Steve? He has a current record of 107 wins, 47 losses, and 25 ties in 2025. 206-803-ROCK. We will play Beat Migs at 8:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
The brand new Grand Casino in Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino in Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, combining raw power with precision engineering, all backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. Climb inside a Tundra and experience the uncompromising strength. With its available iForce Max engine, the Tundra delivers exceptional power, torque, and towing capacity. Plus, the spacious and high-tech cabin keeps you connected on the run. Or check out a Tacoma. Agile, dependable, and unstoppable. The Tacoma's designed for those who go beyond the trails. Stay ahead of the pack with available off-road features like crawl control. Or break out your tunes with the available portable JBL speaker. Toyota trucks are built to last, year after year, mile after mile. So outlast every adventure and outlive the moment. Buy a Tundra or Tacoma today. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Or stop by your local Toyota dealer to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
When water from the pipes was pouring down, filed a claim with Hiscox.
We turned it around.
Across America, over 600,000 small businesses look to Hiscox Insurance for protection. Find flexible coverage that adapts to the needs of your small business with a fast, easy online quote at Hiscox.com.
'Cause there's no business like small business.
Like no business we know.
Get a quote today with Hiscox Small Business Insurance.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
At Danner, we believe our beloved trails will always need footsteps to keep the paths from fading. And those journeys are often better when shared. The Women's Trail Trainer was built by women for women who embrace the outdoors. Rally your girls, lace up, and blaze the trail. Resurge midsoles provide next-level comfort, while Danner's Precision Fit technology offers more custom fit with optimal support. Breathe in the scenery and feel right at home in the dirt. Explore the women's trail trainer at danner.com.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices and give you a 5-year price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Get one line of 5G data for $40. Period. That's 20% lower. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Allergy season doesn't stop at your front door. Pollen, pet dander, and dust live in your air, even inside. That's why there's Puro Air. Its 3-layer filter traps allergens as small as 0.1 microns. HEPA and activated carbon work together to fight particles and odors. Puro Air adjusts automatically to changing air quality 24/7. Clinically proven to help reduce allergy symptoms, it's a real solution, not just a cover-up. Visit getpuroair.com to get ahead of allergy season. That's getpuroair.com.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who is ready to beat Migs? I know Joel from Seattle is. Joel, are you there?
Hello, Joel.
Joel?
Going once.
Joel, are you there?
Going twice.
Okay, we got to go to our backup.
This is why we have backups.
Alonzo, are you there?
Yes.
Alonzo from Des Moines is here, and that means, Steve, it's time for you to get out of here.
Bye-bye.
For those playing along at home, Alonzo will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready, Alonzo?
Ready.
Whose crime was witnessed by only Cindy Lou Who?
Pass.
What was the wife of a duke called?
Duchess.
Correct. Where on the body would you find the calcaneus?
The head.
No.
Arm.
No.
Leg.
No. The Grateful Dead's highly devoted fan base are called what?
Deadhead.
That is correct. What is the common name for the highly contagious varicella virus?
SARS.
No.
Pass.
What Disney villain is known for saying off with their heads?
Pass.
Who was the primary author of the Declaration of Independence?
George Washington.
No.
Thomas Jefferson.
Yes. The first NHL games were played in what decade?
Tens. 20.
Yes, tens. What is the main type of alcohol in a kamikaze?
Vodka.
Yes. Who wrote the novel Great Expectations?
Hemingway.
No. Well, Alonzo, with that, you got 5 correct. I like that sound effect. But don't worry, he got that same score earlier today.
All right.
And he's back in the studio. Steve Migs, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Whose crime was witnessed only by Cindy Lou Who?
The Grinch?
Correct. What is the wife of a duke called?
The Duker?
No.
The Duchess.
Yes. Where on the body would you find the calcaneus?
Between the leg. No, the leg?
No.
Calcaneus. The throat.
No.
The arm.
No. The Grateful Dead's highly devoted fan base are called what?
Deaf. Deadheads.
Yes. What is the common name for the highly contagious varicella virus?
Measles?
No.
Mumps?
No.
Chicken pox.
Yes. What Disney villain was known for saying off with their heads?
Disney villain. Cruella DeVille.
No.
Dr. Hook?
No.
Captain Hook?
No.
I don't know. Marie Antoinette.
No. Who was the primary author of the Declaration of Independence?
Thomas Jefferson.
Yes. The first NHL games were played in what decade?
That would be the 1910s.
Correct. What is the main type of alcohol in a kamikaze?
Vodka.
Yes. Who wrote the novel Great Expectations?
Shakespeare?
No.
L. Ron Hubbard.
No. Steve Migs, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct, which is a win.
Let's go.
7-5. Sorry, Alonzo.
Hey, next time.
Next time
Good
is
game,
right.
my friend. Finally a win.
Neither you nor our friend Alonzo knew where to find the calcaneus. That is your heel. It's in your foot.
Oh, okay.
Yes, of course. And the Disney villain known for saying off with their heads is the Queen of Hearts or the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland.
Huh.
And the novel Great Expectations was penned by one Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens.
But congratulations on your big victory, Steve.
I know it's a shock. I've not read that one.
There's still time.
It's on my queue for my audiobooks.
Of course.
Which I don't know what the app is on my phone.
Well, we all know that vacations can be tough on the wallet, but Migs, you went pretty broke in Hawaii for the dumbest reason.
Reasons. And one of them involved purchasing something that I swore that I would never, ever get.
Have you ever spent money on something completely stupid while on vacation, Rockaholics? If so, call 206-803-ROCK. We will take your calls after Audio Slave.
The Daily Migs Show.
Everyone knows that vacations are expensive, and no one knows that better than our friend Steve Migs, because he just got back from Hawaii, and you did a little spending while you were there.
If you would go to my GoFundMe page to help us pay our bills now, and that was ridiculous. There's so many things that we spent money on, but the one thing that stands out while we were in Hawaii, we ended up going to the Crocs store. It was right by our hotel. There's an entire store dedicated to Crocs. These are shoes that I swore I will never, ever, ever purchase. And in a roundabout way, now I've gone back on my word.
So how many pairs did you buy?
Well, we bought one for Tatum, which was the main reason why we went in there, because she needed some new Crocs. And then we started looking around, and both my wife and I ended up buying Crocs. Now, they're not the typical looking Crocs.
Sure.
Mine are just flip-flops, but they're made by Crocs. And hers were sandals made by Crocs. And I have to say, Taryn Daly, they are without a doubt the most comfortable freaking sandals I've ever walked on.
You're a believer now.
Yeah. But guess how much money we ended up spending on
the Crocs store?
Just for 3 Crocs and a bunch of charms for Tatum's Crocs.
$140.
Exactly.
What?
Yes.
I was just doing a little mental math.
And I had to join their text group to get a 10% discount just so that it was $140. I'm like, I cannot believe we just spent $140 on these damn shoes. But I have to say, the entire time, I didn't wear anything else. I was walking in the lap of luxury.
This man has happy feet.
Yes.
206-803-ROCK. What about you, Rockaholics? What stupid thing did you spend money on while on vacation? Corey, what was that stupid thing for you, my friend?
Well, actually, yeah, last year I took the family. We went on a 2-week trip to California. So we ended up going to Universal Studios. And, right off the bat, we opened at 9 o'clock. There wasn't not one line that we did not sit in. So we ended up, my family talked me into spending darn near almost $1,000 just to go into the Fast Pass line.
Oh.
So I got you beat, Steve, on Crocs.
Yeah, I could have got a lot of Crocs for that.
No, I know. So I just you know what? Fine. If we're going to do that, I'm just going to spend, there's multiple bars all around Universal Studios. So I just spent the time just drinking, just to feel good.
Dude, that's so funny you say that, because I think once you start spending a ridiculous amount of money, it's like it opens the floodgates. You're like, well, I just spent $140 on Crocs. What's $170 at the damn aquarium, which is what it cost.
A very slippery slope, Steve.
We spent way too much money on a lot of stupid things, but one person texted in at 206-803-ROCK, and they said, I bought a timeshare while I was on vacation in Vegas from Randy.
Ooh, ouch.
Ouch. Our hotel had the timeshare stuff going, and I'm like, is anyone still doing that?
Just run the other way.
Right.
Rockaholics, we know that you're a massive music fan, but do you think you could name a song after only hearing 1 second of its chorus? Prove it to us. And if you do, we're going to hook you up with tickets to see Stone Temple Pilots August 29th at the Evergreen State Fair in Monroe. 206-803-ROCK. We will play Hook or Shook at 9:20.
The Daily Migs Show. The Daily Migs Show. It's time for Hook or Shook, the game with absolutely no integrity. Jeopardy! We'll play 1 second of a hook from a song, then you have to guess what it is. We'll bend the rules, pull out all the stops, and do anything to help you win. But you might just get shook, as one of us will play too and possibly cost you the game.
This week, we are playing for tickets to see Stone Temple Pilots on August 29th at the Evergreen State Fair in Monroe.
All my old bandmates.
Oh, of course. You should see if you can do a guest appearance on Sex Type Thing again.
I'll bring my drumsticks.
Our caller playing for the opportunity to go to the show is Mandy from Cedro Woolley. Mandy, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Well, Mandy, here's the news. Since we don't have Danny with us this week, you are just stuck with me. Migs is the one who picked the song, so it's going to be the Mandy and Taryn show, if that sounds all right with you.
Perfect.
All right, so we're going to start off with you, Mandy. I will play 1 second from a song, and you have to guess what it is. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, it's a hook from the song. Would you like to hear it again?
Yeah, because I didn't hear anything.
Okay, we'll put your ear closer to the speaker on your phone. Here we go.
Why am I not hearing anything?
I don't know.
Oh, you can't hear anything at all?
No, nothing.
See, in addition to Danny not being here, Taryn is working the board, so you might not have a certain button pushed. Do you have the audition button or the program button pushed on my box?
They are. All your buttons on your box are pushed, Steve.
For real?
I think, are all four of them supposed to be pushed?
Push of everything.
Okay, I'll push one more. Okay, try again. Could you hear it that time, Mandy?
No, nothing.
Well, this is working out just fantastic.
All right.
So we'll have to put the pressure on Taryn Daly for both of these.
Oh, wait, we have VD is coming to see if he can fix it.
Oh, our production director, Jason, who's working overtime for us because Danny's not here.
All right, give it a shot now.
All right, let's try now. Did you hear that, Mandy?
I did.
Now, do you know what it is?
If you need a hint, I can help you.
Yes.
Okay, so the band is the band that you are playing for tickets to see.
Yes, Stone Temple Pilots. I know it's that.
And the song involves a road. Kind of like if you were to say what I-5 is.
That's Interstate Love Song.
Yes!
That was it.
You know, we're willing to give you a pass because clearly we don't know how to work our own equipment.
Well, thanks for your patience, Mandy. We're one down.
I was getting very nervous. I'm like, well, she's playing for Stone Temple Pilots songs, and this is arguably one of their biggest hits. I was like, we are so effed.
All right, Steve, it's my turn to do my part for Mandy. Let's hear the clip.
And I thought I kept both of these simple, so hopefully you hear this one, Taryn.
Oh, that would be Blind Melon, No Rain. Congratulations, Mandy. We're sending you to see Stone Temple Pilots on August 29th at the Evergreen State Fair in Monroe.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
It's going to be a great show. They always put on a phenomenal show.
They really, especially when Steve Migs is their drummer.
Yeah, that one time was pretty special. Did you know, really quick, right before I left for Hawaii, I don't know how I fell down the Blind Melon rabbit hole, and they put out a record without Shannon Hoon, who sadly passed away from a heroin overdose many years ago. Great songwriter. But the record's called For My Friends, and they had a different guy sing. Like, apparently they were in the studio with this guy, and they were blown away by his vocal abilities. And then they're like, hey, do you want to be a part of our band? And they released a record, which you can't find on any of the streaming services, but it's on YouTube. If you just search Blind Melon For My Friends. And I have to say, really good record.
Okay, then I'm going to check it out, Steve.
Yeah.
Now, if we talked about something this morning that you would like to talk about, give us a call now, 206-803-ROCK. We will check in with the Rockaholics after Stone Temple Pilots.
The Daily Migs Show.
Throughout the morning, we have received texts and calls from you that we have not yet had a chance to chat with you about. But right now, we are checking in with the Rockaholics, and it's brought to you by Window Nation. So call up if there's something you'd like to chime in on from the show today or anything at all on your mind that you'd like to discuss with us. 206-803-ROCK. Now, earlier this morning, we were talking about the frustrations of the folks that had attended Coachella.
Apparently, it was just a colossal cluster F just to get into the Coachella Fairground or Fairgrounds, whatever, the venue.
We compared it to Woodstock 99, and we have someone on hold who was actually at Woodstock 99. We're going to chat with them in just a second, but first we've got Solomon who wants to give us a compliment. Solomon, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Great. How you doing, my man?
Good. It's kind of a backhanded compliment, but so for the last 20 years, on my way to work and on my way home from work, I've only listened to music programmed on my phone through either audio jack and then Bluetooth. And so one day, I couldn't connect my Bluetooth for whatever reason, so I'm flipping through the channels. And the reason why I don't like radio is because I hate the commercials.
Right.
And I mean, literally, for the last 20 years, I've never listened to radio. And I came across your guys' show, and I think it was Beat Migs that was just starting. And I listened to your show. I liked it a lot. On the way home, I found the men's room. And so now, you guys are the only radio station I listen to. I mean, all 18 of my preset FM stations are set to KISW.
Mine too.
And doing all those commercials because I like your show so much. Of course, I like yours. Of course, I like yours better than the men's room.
Oh, thanks, Solomon.
We love the men's room, and we really appreciate that, man. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, rock on. 206-803-ROCK. We are checking in with the Rockaholics and super excited to hear Mike from Auburn talking about your experience at Woodstock 99.
Good morning, guys.
Mike, I got it. So, I mean, you think about Woodstock 69, and it was all about, like, peace and love. And then Woodstock 99, I feel like, was about fire and chaos. What was it like for you to be there?
Well, the tagline was tattooed, pierced, and ready to rock.
Yeah.
So that was literally on, like, the T-shirts and stuff.
And ready to riot.
Yeah, well, that came later. We won tickets from a local radio station. I lived in Mobile, Alabama at the time.
Okay.
And the radio station was over in Pensacola. We went over, got tickets. We had a whole package, camping equipment, airline tickets, the whole nine. We decided to drive up. We wanted to see some part of that, some parts of the country there. So we drove up, Friday, got in line, had to park off site, got busted at the venue. Everything Friday morning was fairly normal. Checking tickets, you can't bring an ice chest in, no big deal. Well, that devolved pretty quickly because when you pay $12 for 2 hot dogs and 2 waters in $99, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So by Friday afternoon, everybody was bringing ice chests in. They didn't care. But everything was fairly normal. Concert started. Everybody's having a good time. Saturday started getting a little crazy. People are up on the trailers dancing. There's a lot of naked and half-naked people around. Drug use everywhere. Like, nobody even cared. Cops didn't care as long as you weren't ODing.
Yeah, I imagine, like, do whatever you want as long as it stays in the confines of this venue.
In moderation.
Right. Sunday, we got up, and it looked like a bomb site. Oh. There was trash everywhere. I mean, because, of course, you had corn that night and, Saturday night and everything. But just insanity. And I'm looking around going, Jesus, like, what happened here? Man, this does not look like this yesterday. Sunday afternoon, we're still walking around, checking out the music and stuff. I told my wife, I said, we need to plan on getting out of here at a reasonable time. I said, if we wait till the end of this thing, it's going to be mass chaos. And I really wanted to see the Chili Peppers, and I'm like, man, shoot, we're going to miss it, but it is what it is. I know, there's thousands of people here. Everybody's trying to get on these buses. So when we get ready to leave, they're tearing down the Woodstock wall, which is the plywood panels that are painted on a fence around the venue.
Yeah, that was the crazy part. If I remember, like, while Red Hot Chili Peppers were playing the Jimi Hendrix cover of Fire, things were on fire, like, legitimately.
Oh, yeah, and the cops didn't care at that point. They had small bonfires going on. I literally watched a cop roll up on a four-wheeler, look at the bonfire, and ride off. Didn't care. Didn't say a word. We got back to the car, get on the road. We're into Pennsylvania a couple hours, and we start hearing about the fires. And we're like, oh, Jesus.
So when I heard stories about, like, MTV, they pulled out, and Carson Daly and, like, the crew from MTV at the time, which was very popular, they pulled out of being at Woodstock because they feared for their lives. Do you understand why?
Oh, yeah, because people were getting insane. I mean, the guys, when they're tearing down the fence, I mean, they're ripping this thing down like it owes them money. I mean, they're shredding this thing. And I'm going, okay, this is getting a little insane. But the funny thing is, we left, we get into Pennsylvania, we hear about the fires. We pulled over on the interstate and slept that night. We didn't even go to a hotel. So I didn't see footage until Monday evening, and I'm going, oh my God, look what we missed. I'm glad we did miss it, but I mean, it went from 0 to 100 in a matter of minutes.
Wow.
Got out just in the nick of time.
Well, I mean, you look up on YouTube, you can find Limp Bizkit's full set, and it's an insane set to watch, especially when like the backstory just all like it pretty much incited a riot.
For sure.
The performance is on like a whole another level of intensity. And also the porta potties were overflowing.
Oh, God.
What an awful experience.
The spring fair is underway at the Washington State Fair, and Migs, you went yesterday. Something a bit awkward happened, though?
It did. Not with me, but between my wife and one of the guys running the rides, and it was one of the more entertaining moments of my entire time at the Washington State Fair.
We're going to find out what happened at 9:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Want to travel like a savvy jet setter? No, that doesn't mean monogramming your passport. It means making smart decisions every step of your trip, which means knowing your options. Smart Travel unpacks the facts, like which booking sites actually save money, how to fly first class using points, and if that fancy travel card is a smart investment. All so you can save more on your next adventure. Follow Smart Travel from NerdWallet today and start traveling like a pro.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 14th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Over the weekend, the Washington State Spring Fair was going down. And Steve Migs, I know you love a fair.
I do, and it's happening this past weekend. It's also happening next weekend as well. Shout out to my buddy DJ and his lovely wife. They hooked us up with some fair tickets, which was really cool of them. So we went down there and met a bunch of great rockaholics. I don't know if you know this, but spring is in the fair. That's their catchphrase, sorry. What we also know in our household now is Tatum is an obsessive fair goer. We went there like in the middle of the day. We were there for probably 6 hours.
Oh, my God.
Like just walking everywhere, riding all the rides, playing all the games. It was just nonstop. And like as we're trying to leave and she's trying to find different things to do, like the dinosaur exhibit or look at some of the animals. She's like, what about the pig racing? I'm like, the pig racing has been done. She's just looking for any reason not to leave.
I love that.
So of course, afterwards at dinner, I had to ask her about her fair experience.
What was your favorite part of the fair today?
Maybe the ride.
Which ride?
Puppy.
The puppy one?
So that's the one where you sit in this giant thing that looks like a puppy, but you could spin the wheel as fast as you want.
Adorable.
I was like, Mom, you could go in that one. It's too hot. I don't feel like being in that thing.
And the dragon.
The dragon roller coaster was cool.
Mm-hmm. And the carousel.
The carousel's crazy because they said I think it was built like in 1917.
Whoa.
Or something along those lines. Like it was like forever ago. I'm like, man, I hope they've maintenance this thing.
We're just trusting it.
Yes.
My favorite game was the balloon game.
Oh, where you threw the dart?
Yeah. What did they win?
That also, the fact that they let kids just throw darts is they're putting a lot of faith in these children. The person just hands her a dart and she just chucks it at the wall and luckily it hits the balloon and pops. So I'm like, I'm not handing that to a 5-year-old.
Hell no.
But my favorite part was we were in line to go one of the kids' rides, like one of the cars that spins in circles, right? The guy who's running the thing just strikes up a conversation with my wife. You remember the scene in Forrest Gump with Bubba talking about shrimp?
Shrimp gumbo, coconut shrimp, fried shrimp.
Now, this guy, that's like how he was when he was talking about getting a tan, because he had like an umbrella. He's like, I tan, but I burn it first, but then I tan after that. And I swear, this went on for about 3-4 minutes of him talking about his tan, to where I checked out, played on my phone. He's still talking to my wife. But what I didn't realize is the ride is still going. So he's just like having a blast talking to my wife, who's very uncomfortable. And I'm dying because I'm like, this is so funny that this is still going on. But then I'm looking at some of the parents and they're all like, when is this ride going to end for our child?
Oh, my God.
Because it kept going and going and going. And finally I'm like, man, this ride's going really long. And then he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I don't know what's going on with this thing. I'm like, you are what's going on with this thing.
Be in charge, man.
It was hilarious because then after that, Tatum goes on the ride and the ride was like a normal speed. Like it lasted like under a minute. It It was a great time, though. It met a lot of great rockaholics. We had a blast.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
'Tis the season. Now, Migs, you shared earlier this morning that you bought a pair of Crocs while you were on your vacation in Hawaii.
Got some sweet gibbets for my Crocs as well.
Well, there was a man who was arrested, and his Crocs were to blame. We're going to tell you all about it during the Daily Migs download after AC/DC.
The Daily Migs Show. Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes, and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs Download.
A.K.A. the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
And the DMD is brought to you by Palace Law. And how about them Seattle Mariners? We leave for vacation, they stink. We come back from vacation, and they're on a good run right now.
So that means next time they're doing badly, you have to go back to Hawaii on vacation.
I don't know if I have that much vacation time.
or vacation money.
Yeah. Anyways, 4 straight. They swept the series against the Texas Rangers. They are now in 3rd place. When we left, they were in last place. So they're moving on up. They're 8-8. They're 500 on the season, and they're looking pretty good.
Let's go Mariners. This is our year.
At least for now. They play Cincinnati tomorrow afternoon in Cincinnati.
A man from Missouri is accused of crashing into a come-and-go and then fleeing the scene. Reportedly, his footwear was to blame for the incident. His name is Daly, and he allegedly drove his 2012 Dodge Ram into the convenience store in late February and then left without giving any information. But when they questioned, he said he was wearing his Crocs and they got caught in the pedal.
That's why they say don't wear sandals when you drive.
And that caused him to accelerate into the building. He has now been charged with leaving the scene of an accident where the property damage exceeded $1,000.
I'm sorry, I missed most of that story because I still can't get over the fact there's a store called Come and Go and it's spelled with the letter K.
Yes, it is.
It's a convenience store.
It's very convenient.
And these are the moments where I realize I have not matured much in my 50 years of living.
Don't ever do it, Steve.
No, it's not going to happen. The Kraken, they have their final game of the season. That's happening tomorrow over at Climate Pledge Arena. They're taking on the Los Angeles Kings. As far as weather, 64 degrees, going to be cloudy today. That is the DMD, brought to you by Palace Law. And that's what's up.
Ryan Castle is up next with the Morning 12 Pack.
The Daily Migs Show.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. So get in a Tundra with the available iForce Max hybrid engine, delivering exceptional torque and towing capacity. Or check out a Tacoma. With available off-road features like crawl control, it can take you beyond the trails. Toyota trucks are built to last. So don't wait. Get yours today. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Toyota, let's go places.
Spring's here. Flowers are blooming, birds are singing, and allergies? Yeah, they're back too. Sneezing, watery eyes. When they hit, you need a tissue fast. That's where Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues come in. Whether you're at home or on the go, Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues have you covered. Allergist-approved Kleenex Ultra Soft Tissues are gentle on your eyes and nose, so you can power through allergy season without missing a beat. Because while allergies are unpredictable, staying prepared is easy. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
When water from the pipes was pouring down, filed a claim with his Cox.
We turned it around. Across America, over 600,000 small businesses look to Hiscox Insurance for protection. Find flexible coverage that adapts to the needs of your small business with a fast, easy online quote at Hiscox.com.
'Cause there's no business like small business.
like no business we know.
Get a quote today with Hiscox Small Business Insurance.